I want the lemon.
Okay, let's see if I can lessen the echo by just lowering my volume on this. I have to do it
now I
anyway.
gotta bring the volume back up.
Well, yeah. Once I do that, so
I don't really hear that much of an echo, so...
that's pretty surprising. But you know, so I'm gonna
I
just.
don't hear an echo. Period.
Well, that's good. There we go. Turn myself down to what I need. Well, it doesn't really matter because, you know, gonna be loud and voice acting for all this stuff. That's part of it.
Yeah,
I now
that's
actually have a desk that I can roll the dice on as opposed to using my old writing board from my school days.
That worked.
Oh yeah, you did go to school, didn't you?
Yes, that is a thing that we kind of have to do by law. I'll just choose... Eeny, meeny, miny, you. And you. And all these. And these. Where's a D? Where's a 100? There it is. And let me just get all my crap loaded up. My little crap.
Bloody hell.
Oh, you wee bastard.
That's pretty much what I was saying there, mate.
Orcas are like onions.
wait.
So, are we going for Scottish or Irish here?
You know,
Well,
I
am
can
part
never
Scottish,
tell the difference between Scotch and Irish.
Because it's pretty much the same thing.
Yeah,
I mean, I do
Yeah,
happen to have some Irish ancestry. My dad's
So
side
do
of the family
I.
had it. Oh, but then you go for the Scottish, and they're a bit more gravery with their stuff. But they're mostly the same, at least to me. That's probably sounding
Yeah.
incredibly racist to Irish and Scottish people.
That's not like we would care. I'm just sport Scottish.
Okay, so I've
oh,
got...
back off, you shibboleth Nancy boy. Why are you going on about these Irish and Scottish sounding both the same?
And then I whack you over the head with an empty bottle of alcohol. Because I'm not wasting it.
Okay. Yeah, so unfortunately I can't get my camera to work on my computer right now, so I'll have to look at that at a later date. Don't know why, it worked just fine, and all I did was I had to unplug it and replug it back in, so that's probably a reason. So on the recording, there will be no me pulling faces or anything. Boo.
So no reacting to our strange comments and such.
Well, you'll be able to
Bark,
tell
bark.
just by my tone.
Bark.
Yes.
Okay, I'll just give this one more try to see if I... Ah, crap. Didn't want to close that. There we go. Alright.
Yes.
And, yeah, so Shadow and Mitch can join when they have the time. So...
Shadow's almost gonna die again.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, he's gonna get shot by an arrow.
I mean, you guys are just riding off. You're just going to get polio and die.
There we go.
What's
I
a
can heal
polio? It sounds like chicken.
Polio, I think, is like a a disease involving your joints.
Yeah, I know. I was just joking.
All right, then. So, if that's the case, without further ado, let's see if this is working. Is this working? Yeah, it's just a lot
I
fucking
hear
quieter.
music.
There we go. God damn, I gotta stop choosing ones that have got such a quiet intro. Our band of adventurers have successfully defended Gunmar's ground from a man known as Belarius, the Bandit King, and his friend, Hamid Meganeer. Through their efforts, they have been able to push back the bandits and the turncoat Imperials, while bidding farewell to some of their friends who decide to remain at Gunmar's ground. The group, now calling themselves the Warps of the West, have set off on the way to the capital city of Dawnstar. So, where we left off, because I'm a little bit scatterbrained on that one, you are all currently on an Imperial cart heading towards the city of Dawnstar. Up above you, you can see you have clear skies and trees around you. You've been traveling for about an hour at this point. Who's taking watch?
I'll take watch.
Perception check.
I've got much more of dice.
Happens to
It's
all of us.
slash roll.
Yeah, but
One.
the bonuses and all that stuff, I'll just pull up the character sheet here.
Yeah.
But if you pull up the character sheet and click on perception, it'll do it. You got a +3 to your perception and you're proficient in it, so that would be plus...
She rolled 14.
Okay. So, as you travel, is there anything that you want to do while you're traveling? I mean, obviously Remy's keeping watch. What about the rest of you?
25 bottles of skooma in bag, 25 bottles of drugs. So I'll
Minus
pass it
5%.
around. 24 bottles of skooma in bag.
What was that, Doc?
-5 to perception. Because bad singing in your ears.
Okay. So, as you travel on, it seems rather uneventful. You do see a few tracks from various woodland animals, but it seems rather quiet. You keep traveling on for about another hour when, Remy, you spot a little bit off the beaten path what looks to be a small cart.
Is there anyone near it?
Say that again?
Is there anybody else near the cart?
As far as you can tell, there is just the cart by itself.
Does it look like there's treasure on top?
It's difficult to say. It's, as I said, it's off the beaten path. You would just able to spot it between the trees.
Can I stop the cart? That we're on.
All right. You motion to Gil, who's driving the cart, to stop, and he does. And the horse, it's a rather obedient horse, but it's not comfortable with its rider. But it eventually does slow down a little and stops.
Okay, you guys stay here. I'm going to go investigate. And I'll draw my bow and make my way stealthily.
All right. Make a self check.
I will finally use this.
14. Okay. So, as you sneak in towards the cart, you do... the only noises you hear is basically the horse just slowly tapping his foot on the ground. As you approach the cart, you can see that it has got a thick layer of snow on top of it. There is no horse attached to it, and you can see that its axles have partially broke, so it's basically stuck there. I would say make a... If you're looking for treasure, make an investigation check. Man, you are getting
my
all
God,
the 14s today. Looking around, you do see there are a few bits of gold here and there, and you do spot a dagger. Judging by the damage that this dagger has sustained, it is clear that it has been here a while. As you look underneath the car, you can see 2 wolves, both asleep.
Can I just take the gold and the dagger?
Yeah, so you find about 8 gold and a worn dagger. As being the close to the cart, you can tell you've been traveling a lot, so you can usually tell how much a cart has how much exposed to the elements a cart has had. This one looks like it's been here for a long time.
Okay, is there anything else I can look for?
Do you know the Druid language?
No.
Only druids know it.
Only Druids know it. Okay.
Well, she can do a wisdom check to see if she can spot it to begin with.
Alright, right, with the investigation, I will say that you see an unusual mark on one of the trees. One that wouldn't have been formed naturally and wouldn't have been formed by battle, but you can't quite understand it. If you want, you can make a wisdom check to see if you can get a rough idea. I think that's how it works, isn't it, Dark? She can tell if it's Druid or not, but she can't decipher it. 12. You can make out a few bits, but not enough to really figure out what it might be. You definitely, all you know is that it's not something that was caused by battle and wasn't caused naturally.
Well, I got what I need. Guess I'll go. I spit on the mark and walk away.
Alright. Okay, so gonna do a animal handling check for Gil to see if he can get this horse moving. You watch as Gil twitches on the reins to try and get the horse to move, but the horse just shakes its head a little bit. And you hear Gil swear under his breath from this. Just, fuck. Alright, so, gonna say at this point, he's gonna make another try. You see him twitch the reins a little harder to try and get the horse to move, and while it protests a bit, it does start moving, but at a much slower pace. At this point now, it would be around the middle of the afternoon, coming up to the evening. Remy, are you still keeping watch?
Yes.
Make another perception check.
What should be 14? Oh.
Okay.
20.
As you continue to go along for the next hour or so, you see more of these weird symbols. Enough to the point where I could say that if anyone else wants to make a perception check, you can see if you can find it. No, you can see if you can find it.
If it's just a fun
Okay.
idea, I guess.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna roll.
I clearly didn't see it.
So, Drayan, you begin to notice these marks as well. There's actually quite a lot of them. Garxpol, you think you might have seen that symbol, but then you just notice it looks like it's a claw mark instead.
If
The
it's
magic
druid
rock.
language, I automatically recognize it, but I
Yeah,
mean,
you-
I didn't see it.
You
That's all I
saw what you thought was one of the marks, but it was actually a claw mark because obviously you didn't recognize it. But Drayan and Remy are noticing these. They're not like on every single tree, but it's just every time you look, you like just lazily look to one side, you do notice the strange mark. Hell
What
is
the-
that?
What's that? Oh, that's my guitar.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm out of tune. Forgot where you put my tuner.
So what was that? You in character or with that just then?
Oh, it's in character. It was the lute.
Oh. At this point, so it's you just basically say aloud what something is.
I'm the only one that's seeing these weird marks.
Hmm. Marks.
Yes. It's like every so often there's one that's just there or somewhere else.
Hmm. Show me.
Can I point out some of the marks?
All right. With this, you tell Gil to start because otherwise, he's not going to look in time. Otherwise.
Hmm.
All right. Well, we'll say for this that Gil stops. That you tell Gil to stop, just so that you can point it out, because the horse isn't going very quick, but it's going quick enough that they're going away before you can see it. So, Garxpol, as Drain points to one of the symbols, you instantly recognize it as the Druid language. This symbol in particular is indicating an upcoming circle. A tribe, basically.
Hmm. Interesting.
What is it?
Hmm. There's a tribe of druid around.
Oh. Should we proceed with caution then?
Do I know which circle it is, though?
Make an intelligence check.
Well, I'm gonna have a brain fart.
Are you still a bear?
No.
No, I'm not. Otherwise, I don't fit on the cart.
No, otherwise Garxpol will be riding alongside it, and the horse will be scared out of his mind.
I'd be pulling the fucking cart. Yeah, no, I don't recognize it.
Druids, that's about it.
Yeah, so, not sure. All I know is, don't do anything stupid in here.
I should probably put this away then.
Put what away?
I just sort of look at the loot.
So you place the loot away. And Gil looks back and says, we all done here then? Can I keep going? Yes, no, maybe so?
Yes, so.
Yeah.
Okay, alright. And you hear him mutter under his breath, oh god, I hope this works this time. Animal handling check to get the horse to move again. So, in an attempt to avoid the previous time, you see him raise the reins as high as he can and slam them down as hard as he can. You watch as the horse rears up as it bolts forward on a full gallop. I am going to say all of you make a dexterity check to see if you can stay hanging on.
You crazy motherfucker!
What did you do?
I was not expecting that. I think we're all off.
I do a acrobatic pirouette off.
Raimi,
and you land on your face.
I need a dex check from you, Raimi.
This is alright.
A dex check. Dexterity check. Basically roll d20 as your dexterity modifier.
Roll 20 still hates me, good to know.
Still capricious with me.
Okay.
Amazing.
So, Drayan and Garxapol, the two of you just completely fall out of the carts. If you say you're going to try and recover yourself, Drayan, and try and land on your feet, I'm going to say make an acrobatics check with disadvantage. Gil falls off, but because he's nearer to the front, he just slides to the back of the car and is able to grab on just in time. Raimi, you noticing the horse rearing up is able to grab a hold of the seat that you're on, and while you're a bit shaken, you're able to remain on the cart, which now has a horse which is currently just on a full gallop. Drain, you're able to land, though you do... oh wait, no you don't. Yeah, no, you land, but you land a bit awkwardly, but you're still fine.
my ankle.
Okay, so, because obviously I don't want to have Gil be the initiator on this stuff, Raimi, you hold on to the cart while the horse is just galloping wildly with no driver. What do you do?
Amazing.
To jump off.
You're gonna attempt to jump off? Okay. Go ahead and make an athletics check.
Oh boy.
Alright, yep. You're able to just jump off and nimbly land. You go into a forward roll to take out the momentum from the horse galloping and basically stand up with 3-point landing. Gil, on the other hand, is going
He's planting.
you know what? I'm going to make a... As he gets up, I'm going to say he's going to make another dexterity check just to try and stay on the cart. Gil is able to... He's able to get himself onto one knee, but he's not able to keep up. Meanwhile, Drain and Goxpol, you watch as Raimi jumps off the horse while you see Gil stand up a bit. At this point, I would say you are about 75 meters away from Raimi, and at this point, the horse is about 150 meters away.
Next time I have the rain, fuck this.
Why did you leap off?
Go dexterity
Got
check.
another pair of headphones.
Another dexterity check for Gil to see if he can, because he's still trying to get to the front of the horse.
At least one thought.
Natural
before doing
20
something.
for him.
Hey,
Okay, so you guys don't see this, but Gil, he's able to pull himself up and lunge towards the reins and tries to pull on it. Animal handling check. And that is a 2. As he pulls on the reins, you watch as the horse veers to the left, down into the woodland, and seemingly the cart has now vanished, with Gil along with him.
What just happened?
I will hold my tongue there.
For the record, Gil is still failing to get that horse under control. I just rolled to check.
I swear to God, I am going to take the reins next time.
Alright, so the three of you, at this point I would say that the three of you have met up. You are now standing in the middle of the forest with trees surrounding you. The druid signs are dotted here and there still, and you are by yourself with the sun starting to just about touch the top of the mountains either side of you. So what do you do?
We can use to make a tent.
I don't know, what do you guys have in your pack?
I should check that, huh?
Yeah, that is one of the things you should check. I would assume that you all had your packs on that entire time and they weren't left in the cart.
I always have it on me. Why would I trust anyone?
I assume the other two have kept theirs on and not put it on the cart.
I got mine with me always.
Drayan, did you leave your pack in the cart or did you keep it with you?
I kept it with me, and I just snapped up a string.
Alright. Can I Okay, so yeah, check your packs to see if you've got the stuff needed to make a camp.
Let me see what I have in my pack. This is... I was thinking ahead, though, because Gil. Okay, I have... I still have a freaking chest in this pack.
Why?
Anti-hat clothes.
I will say you don't
Sweet.
have the bag of holding because Gil was holding on to it.
Wait, why are we making a tent?
Some leather.
Why not just steal
Yep.
another person's car and drive off?
Just be sure you two guys can't hear Emma, right?
Hmm.
Well, she just said in character something to you. I wonder if you guys heard her or not.
Yeah, I couldn't hear it.
You couldn't, or you could?
I couldn't.
Might want to turn her up then.
I said,
Yeah.
why not steal someone else's car and drive off with that?
Nah.
I've got.
You're
one
alone,
route.
not thieves.
I can
maybe
set
you
the
are,
car
but-
up and drive.
mean. I don't even.
Do you want to get girl back, or stay here in the wilderness and die?
I guess we're staying.
What about you, Drea? Do you have a brain?
Mhm.
Do you want to get to Dawnstar safely, or die out here like the wolves?
I guess we're. I'm sorry, I really can't hear you, even at max volume.
That's odd.
Can you
She said, "Would
turn your
you-
mic up?
She said, as her character, would you like to get to Dawnstar safely or die to the wolves?"
Wolves. Cute.
Well, we have a bear here, so I don't think we'll be having many wolf problems.
What say you, Drea?
Point. Yes.
Okay, so you guys, are you trying to set up camp then, or?
Leather I have to try and make a makeshift tent.
Okay, make.
Can never mind.
No, go ahead, go ahead. You first.
Can I return back to the main road?
Well, you're on the main road, and while the horse was galloping around, it was still staying mostly on the main road because trees are like there's a few bits here and there which I opened up, but the bit which you jumped off in particular was still on the main road. The horse is now vanished alongside with Gil further down the road.
Okay, I'll wait for a cart to drive. And I'll just wait.
All right. The other two, or Drain, I guess, if you're trying to make a makeshift tent, make a survival check.
You're cutting out a little bit, Tom.
I am? Ah, crap. I said if you're making a makeshift tent, then make a survival check.
Okay, I got the survival check part. That.
Okay. So am I still looking out for you now, yeah? Good.
Little bit.
A little bit. Okay, maybe I'll change the Discord server to different... Yeah, that's not what I want. I'll quickly just change the server region. See if that fixes it. Okay, there we go. Change the region. Is that better or worse? Guys?
Hello?
Hello, is that better or worse?
No change for me. It's still perfect.
Okay.
Perfect.
Yeah, it seems.
Might be on your end.
Yes.
Is it going well for you? Is it fine for you, Emma? Is the connection fine for you?
It's gonna work.
You what now?
Yes, it's the same.
Okay, just the same. Okay, so it's just you, Blaze.
Yeah.
So, you're able, with that piece of leather, although it does use that leather, it does make that leather useless now, you are able to make a small makeshift tent. Nothing spectacular, and it doesn't fully cover you, but at the most, it'll definitely keep the snow out of your eyes should it snow.
Good enough.
Do I see any carts driving? Or...
No, you
Not
don't. You know from discussions with the various shopkeepers like Nora that trade has been a bit slow recently because of the Bandit King, because of Bellaris trying to push into Gunmar's ground. And it does appear that word has not yet reached the various traders. So there, you don't see any carts come by. Right, so you all making camp for the night then?
I'll just sit by a tree. I'm not gonna share tents with these betrayers.
Anyone,
Thanks for the insult?
anyone else want this tent? Wait, where's Mitch? Where's Lavarvo?
I completely forgot about him. He had fallen out alongside you and was just basically just grumbling and reading his book.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
Can you please make us a fire?
Yeah, sure. And he just, without even looking, just throws a random fireball at. I assume you have a pile of wood nearby.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just nonchalantly throws a fireball and it bursts into flames instantly.
Thank you.
Yeah, sure. Alright. So, as the night gets dark, is anyone taking watch?
Me? Of course.
Alright.
It's
to check
best for me
myself.
not to watch because I don't have night vision.
Yeah, I don't have it yet either, so I gotta wait till light starts.
None of you have night vision.
Yeah, I usually use a spell, that's why. But I don't have it yet.
Alright. So I'll say for this that Lorvo will take the second shift, or the second one. So make a perception check. I'll also do one for Lorvo's.
How do I string a guitar?
I don't know.
I don't know, I'm not a guitar player.
Yeah, and... Oh, hey, I got cut. Wow.
Okay.
What?
This whole time I've been bleeding.
Oh, that's
you
nothing.
you did kind of cut. You did kind of had the string on your guitar break.
Yep.
Like
Yeah.
that's steel or nylon wire, depending on what kind of guitar it is.
It's electric.
Probably like a light steel, kind of.
Yeah.
I know they use a metallic component for it sometimes. But yes, you are bleeding. You take 1 point of damage. No, okay. So the night goes off uneventfully as far as you are aware, Emma. So, as you go to sleep, as Lorvo takes watch, you notice as he goes to sleep, he seems a bit more invested in his book than his surroundings. But, as sleep takes you, you find yourself not jolted awake at any point. As you all rise in the morning, Drayan, you notice, as you open your eyes, a person in robes that isn't Lorvo, just sitting on what appears to be a tree trunk, just staring at you.
Hi.
At this point, the person turns around and says, "Oh, it looks like they're awake now." And you hear some movement. As you all wake up, you start to see a few individuals come out of the outside the outlying forest. All of them wearing the same kind of robes, except for one which you can see has a sort of circlet around her head.
Draw my bow. I point it at the woman.
Okay.
Are these the druids?
Were you saying that to anyone in particular, or to me?
I was saying that to Goxball.
Alright.
Try to roll something to see if I actually recognize them as.
You notice that the individual with the circlet around the head, you've seen it of a similar kind of craft, not the exact, but you do recognize it as a circlet of a druid.
Yep, that would be the druids.
My apologies to you, good sirs and madams.
There's about four. There's about four of them. Three males and the female with the circlet. You notice that they all appear to be imperial descent.
I got my bow drawn and I'm circling them. If I can.
I just bow to them and I greatly apologize. You see, me and my companions were going through this forest on our way to Dawnstar when suddenly
as you say this, the druid raises her hand to stop you from talking. You arrived on a horse. What was that, Raimi?
I was gonna say, watch what you do, because, and then I notch my arrow to the bow.
At this point, you do see two of the druids slowly put his hand on his waist where you can see a circle, but beyond that, he doesn't do anything more.
Could you tell her to stand down already? I'm not getting in a war with another circle.
I could, but I highly doubt she'd listen to me.
Well, if she attacks them, I'll be forced to help them, not you.
Yeah, same.
Do you know these people?
Me? Not personally. But there are druids nonetheless.
Okay,
And this was kind of their area, so...
State your purpose, or leave us be.
You have no right to order us out of our own area. In case you haven't noticed, you're outnumbered, and, judging by your companions, they have simply stated their allegiance to us. Now, I don't want this to end in violence as much as you do. Me and my companions were simply sent here because we had heard of some travelers who had gotten lost inside our territory. We did find a traveler on a horse that seemed to have had a bit of a trip, and he did tell us that there were 4 others. Well, we found you 4 asleep, and so we decided to give you protection. I imagine you should show a little more consideration about that.
I don't have to trust anything you say. We'll be on our way soon. Don't worry about us.
She does not speak for us all, thank you. I thank you for that. Especially since Gil can be, well, Gil.
Ah, so
Can
we
I
are
check-
through to the
can I
right.
check- Can I check if there's, like, anybody hiding or anything?
Make a perception check.
Rainy, stop it. Stop it.
As far as you're aware, you can't see anybody. Minus those 4.
Okay, I've still got my arrow drawn.
Well, so you said Gil, was it?
Yes.
So you are the 4 that he asked us to look for. We've taken him back to our circle. I believe he told us that you are heading towards Dawnstar. Is that correct?
Yes, we are.
Very well. If your friend here would be so kind as to lower her weapons, we'll take you to Gil and we will let you be on your way.
Thank you.
But only if she lowers her weapon. Otherwise, she can remain here.
Rainy,
Do you
please.
have any do you
Listen
have
to the
any
nice
weapons on
lady.
you?
What do you say, Raimi? You are both actually talking over each other there.
Sorry.
I asked, do you have any weapons on you?
You see the lady slowly look at Garxpol. I believe you are already aware of what we are capable of. We need not weapons, we only have them in the event that we do not have time to use them.
Okay, I'll lower my bow.
And that just clues in the circle of the moon.
Do you say that aloud, or are you just saying that to yourself?
I just said that to myself.
No, but not in character, I assume, yeah?
Well, it's in character, but in my head, because I didn't recognize the symbol before.
Alright. Well, I would say you can make an intelligence check to try and deduce what circle they're part of.
Let's see, this is brain fart number 2! Hey, it's slightly less of a brain fart.
You know it's a relatively new circle, but it's not a circle of the moon. You can tell by the markings on some of the ones flanking her that they are they do follow the circle of the moon, but the circlet indicates like the tribe's main circle, and it's a symbol you don't quite recognize, but it's not one of the moon.
I'm not gonna say anything out loud, though.
Okay. Very well,
I'm just-
and thank you indeed for seeing sense in this. This way then, follow me, and without word, she and 3 of the others turn and head back towards it, whereas there's a 4th one walks up to you. It was the one that Raimi you saw had put his hand towards the circle, walks up to you, Dre, and says, "Alright, you follow on ahead, I'll keep up the rear. Don't, And he, without even hiding it, points his thumb to Raimi. "I don't trust this one. Think she'll shoot us in the back."
Fair enough. Well, Raimi, you go ahead of me. I'll keep my eye on you behind. Here.
No,
Boy, that sounds wrong.
no, I will be the one behind. Oh, no.
Okay, so what's the order that you lot are walking in?
I'm at the very back.
Okay, the druid refuses to let you go behind him, so the druid will be behind you, regardless.
That's fine.
All
That's
right.
fine.
I'll be behind Raimi.
Well, she says she's going to be the very back, so...
I was gonna be behind you.
I'll say after a bit of arguing, the 2 of you end up walking side by side. There's enough space for you to walk side by side, but with enough arguing and the druid slowly losing his patience, he basically pushes you both forward, so you're side by side. And I assume Garxpol, you're ahead of the 2 of them?
Yeah, sure.
Alright.
I don't make eye contact with him then.
Then you can tell, like, just with the pushing, that it's not like he's aware that you're a bit on the a bit of the on edge style thing, and does it in a way where it's like it's clear that it's not a threat. It's just like, come on, just move.
Yeah, okay, that's fine.
What was that, Rainy?
That's fine.
All right. Okay, so as you pick up the pace a little bit to catch up with the other three druids, as you do, Gargspol, you watch as the lead one slowly looks behind, notices you, and you see her like indicate to the other two to keep going as she falls back a bit to walk alongside you.
Hmm.
I see you also carry the mark of the druid. Tell me, what are you doing so far from your tribe?
My tribe was destroyed a while ago.
I see. We have heard word of various other tribes meeting an unfortunate fate too. Do you know what was the cause of yours?
Unfortunately not. I was away at the time. When I came back, everything was destroyed.
I see. Maybe Shuraba will help with that one. He seems to know a lot about the other tribes, so maybe he can assist in finding out the cause of it.
That would be helpful indeed.
If I may ask, may I have your name?
Garxapol.
Thank you. My name is Sulia.
It is nice to meet you.
It is nice to meet you too. I am the advisor to Shabab. He's a little weird, but don't be too alarmed.
Oh, I'm pretty sure I've seen weirder.
That's what they normally say before they meet him.
I guess we shall see then.
After about half an hour of walking, you watch as the trees... There's still a lot of like heavy tree cover, but it clears a bit, and as you walk by Gargspol, you notice several bits of Druid writing, specifically pointing out directions, saying along the lines of like 5 paces northwest and 28 paces north. And as the Druids all follow this, you eventually arrive in a large clearing. You recognize this Gargspol as a similar setup to your own tribe, and you realize that you have now arrived in the tribe of Shabab. The rest of you, as you all walk in through the trees, a few Druids do approach, but they're waved off by Julia and the other Druids. Drayan and Raimi, the Druid at the back says, "Alright, we're here. Keep this one on a leash." And he just storms off.
I was about to ask if you had a leash I could keep her on.
He doesn't hear you. He's already gone.
Am I going to get smacked for that comment?
I don't know. Did you say it out loud?
Yeah, I may have muttered it a little bit. Though clearly she was still in earshot of it.
Did I hear him say it? Oh,
Make a perception check. There's a lot of these
I'm
checks going
glad
on.
if you heard it. If I heard it.
You heard it as if she was saying it right in your ear.
I face him. I look him in the eye. And kick him.
Okay, make an attack.
What do I roll?
Uh, roll a d10, and because you're using your foot, add a d10, add your strength modifier. And, yeah, your proficiency too, so +2 on that one as well. So, I think I got your sheet up here, actually, so I can...
So, D10 plus 2.
Yeah, d10 +2. So you got strength modifier of 0. That misses. So... Oh, wait, no, that's a D10 you rolled. Roll D20.
You said D10.
Yeah, my misheard me there. It was D20. Or maybe my brain just screwed. Okay, yeah, no, that hits.
I think that's gonna hurt.
So, Drain, you take 1 point of damage. As she just boots you hard in your shin.
I was joking.
We don't know who these people are. They could kill us in our sleep.
They are druids. Unless we're doing something to harm nature, I'm pretty sure we're in the clear.
Whatever. I'll walk away.
You bitch.
You're not helping your case there.
At this point, Shula, she had walked away a bit after you had all came in. She comes back with a horse on a car, and walking alongside her with several branches stuck in his armor, a slightly cut up but very much alive and embarrassed Gil. Please don't say anything.
I'm just
This fucker's
smiling
still
slightly.
alive.
Of course, it's a horse running through a forest. It's not like we're dealing with Hamid again.
Or arrows.
Or arrows, thanks.
And now I look confused.
Don't ask about the arrows.
Or Murdoch.
Especially, don't mention him.
Okay.
So Shula, at this point, hands the reins to Gil, who very carefully takes it, and she walks up to you, Garxpol, and Sim says, well, we checked to see if the horse was okay. He said he was, and he's a little bit nervous with that one, but he is ready to take them to Dawnstar. I suppose you'll be joining them?
Most likely, yes.
Very well, then I will see if Shibab will be able to potentially impart any wisdom. Please, follow me.
Alright.
So, as she takes you, just you, Garxpol, the others, the rest of you are just mostly left to your own devices, so you do see a handful of druids keeping an eye on you, making sure you don't go too far in and such.
Are there female druids?
Yes, there are female druids.
Okay. I'm just going to go by the horse.
Okay.
And I'm going to look at Gil and say, I'm taking these.
Yeah, sure, fine by me. And he hands you the reins right there and then.
Can I try to pet the horse?
Yeah, sure. Make an animal handling check.
Why do I feel like I won't get kicked again?
The horse somewhat shies away from you, but eventually you're able to start stroking it. It calms down a little bit. Gil says, yeah, it's not that easy, is it? These lot can bleeding talk to the damn thing. Said,
Yes.
apparently he said some things about my mother or something like that? I don't know.
Amazing.
Did it say that your mother was
I
a
don't know. I
rat?
can't speak to frickin' animals. God, druids get it so good.
I do wonder, though, what such creatures would say to us if we could understand them.
Well, given our track record, not a lot of good stuff.
Yes. Fair enough.
Okay, so you two are just... Well, I say you two. So you're just staying with the horse train?
Yep.
Alright. Raymond,
And
you said...
occasionally giving compliments to female druids, and also male ones.
They are not actually coming near you.
Mm.
So you'd have to yell for them to hear it.
Yeah, I do that like once, and then I'm just like, okay, then this is probably not going to be good, so stop.
You yell a nice a compliment to one of the druids, and as you do this, you see a large, tall red god just lean slightly over towards her and just slowly shakes his head at you.
Yeah, definitely bad idea.
All right, Raimi, you said that you were walking up, so what is it that you're doing, or are you just walking about?
I'm gonna stand by the entrance, keep my hand on my dagger.
All right. So you just stand by the entrance. You do see a few druids come through. Both in and out. And you do see that druid that was basically escorting from behind, in the distance, just staring at you, arms crossed, very intense stare on you, making sure that making sure you don't do anything shifty.
I just pick my tongue out at him.
He doesn't react. So, Garxapol, you are led deeper into the canopy of trees. As you get closer, you find that the area around it seems to be more populated with small woodland animals. You start to see several flocks of various breeds of bird fly about. You can see that the floor, you can see several squirrels running across. You hear a tree fall in the distance as what appears to be a small mountain lion cub break the tree. That's my excuse for you, please. You're welcome. Just freaking made me lose my train of thought, thanks. Until eventually the trees clear out all of a sudden and you're in a perfectly circular area. And sitting on a tree stump, just playing about with various animals, is a very tall creature, far taller than you. He has a rather large bluish nose and kind of has a bit of a, for lack of the best term, a bit of a derp face. You can tell because your druids have dealt with these. In fact, oftentimes the leader of a tribe was these Fireborg creatures that Nurm herself had made in order to, during the Nurm incident. And as you approach, he slowly looks up from stroking some of the squirrels that are just hanging around him and just makes a slow beckoning motion. As the creatures all separate, Shulia walks forward and kneels down and simply says, "Shabab, I bring to you Garxapol, a druid from a far-off land whose tribe has met an untimely end. I'm hoping you might be able to at least give her some aid or closure." At this point, Shabab nods slowly and looks up at you, waiting anything that you want to say, as Shula steps up and slowly backs away out of the circle.
No.
There's no need for that. You are not one of us, so there is no need for you to do that. As you may have heard, I am Shubab. This is my circle, and I believe you are Garxapol, and you have no circle.
Not anymore, I don't.
You have no circle, then.
Alright.
Do you know what it is that may have destroyed your circle?
I have no idea.
We have heard many tales of circles getting destroyed. Tell me, where was yours?
Oh boy, now. I gotta think of something, huh?
This is why you think up your backstory.
Yeah, well, hard to think of a backstory when map-wise my brain is like, Because the backstory is the same as my other characters, just the map that's different.
Elder Scrolls map, man.
Hmm? Yeah,
It's-
no. You think I remember it all?
With the amount of games.
Oh, gee, far off land. Doesn't mean I come from Skyrim anyway.
Well, you don't come off Skyrim, but I mean, there's Cyrodiil, and there's the area beyond that, but beyond that,
That would be more.
There's also Valenwood, potentially.
Valenwood, Morrowind, Daggerfall.
Morrowind.
So that's what you're going with?
Yeah, sure, why not? That's where she's from. That's where most of the Dark Elves are from, after all.
True, true. Morrowind. We have heard many of those who have been lost. We believe that this might be the cause of someone not happy with the Nurm agreement. I'm sure you know of that.
Norm agreement.
History check.
Yeah, trying to remember that, huh? Funny how druids don't have a lot of history.
This is one of the few occasions. You remember that the Nurm agreement was essentially the agreement between the Archmage of Cyrodiil at the time and the planet of Nurm in order to prevent the Nurm incident from ending, but beyond that you don't know the specifics.
So yeah, I know the basics, but
Well, you
not much
also...
more.
Well, there are many out there that thought that we were asserting our power. However, as I'm sure you know, being one of ours, all we wish is for the planet to be safe. But it
True.
could be that a big enough group is attempting to destroy us, thinking that the Nurm incident is nothing more than an excuse.
I guess I could see why they'd think that.
I must ask you, Goxapol, do you intend to remain circleless?
No. But I intend to find out who did this first.
I wish I could help you in that. However, Morrowind is beyond my scope. What I can give you advice on, though, is that there are only two kinds of people that would do this. The Daedra, and those against the Nurm agreement. I'm sure if you search hard enough, you can find the latter. The former will probably come to you.
Most likely.
I wish for you to have something, Goxapol, to remember us by, and to remember who you are. And you see him slowly reach to a little indent on the in the trunk, and he pulls out what appears to be a purplish gem. And he slowly stands up. At this point, you can see he's a good 8 feet tall. And he slowly walks to you and places the purple gem on your hand, in your hand. This
I
gem.
look at it. slightly puzzled.
This gem will allow you to communicate to me at any time. I will not be available all the time, and its magic is weak, but I may be able to offer you assistance.
I see. I appreciate it.
Alright, so you put in your inventory that you have a Druid communication gem. Once a day, you can contact any Druid elder that has agreed to impart his print on that gem. You will be able to ask them one question, and they will be able to answer it before the power fades.
Okay, so basically any druids that accept put their mark on it, I can call back with it.
Yeah, the current mark you only have is your Bob.
Makes sense. And druid circles are not simple to find either.
No. You would have to actively search for them. I'll point as well, because it was mentioned in previous ones when you weren't here, Drain and such was aware of a druid circle here because it was on the map that Hamid had given him. It was pointed out that there was a druid circle, but the map was focusing on the local area, so it wasn't as accurate.
Makes sense.
Alright. So, as he hands you the gem, he slowly sits down again and says, I wish you luck on your journey, Goxapol. May you retain balance.
Thank you. Yeah.
Alright, so do you leave then?
Now I bow and I leave after.
Alright.
He is the leader of the circle after all.
As you leave, Shula walks alongside you and just escorts you back, not saying a word, not even actually looking at you, as she just walks you back towards Gil, Drayan, and Remy.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you want to strike up a conversation with her, you can, but she's not being the initiator, basically.
I'm not much for starting conversations.
Okay, so you both walk in silence as you make your way back. The three of you notice that. I mean, do you hold on to the gem or do you put it in your pouch or anything?
I think I have a pouch, so that would be in my bag.
Well, I mean, do you put it in your bag or do you just walk while holding it?
Nah, I'd put that in my bag.
Okay, you put it in the bag. So you watch as Shula and Goxapol come back. At this point, Shula looks to the three of you and oddly looks towards Remy, who's over in the distance on the entrance, says, well, this is all we can do for you, I'm afraid. And she points towards her left and says, there will be a worn passageway there. One of my companions will help. This will lead you back out to the main road. If you take a right once you arrive there, it's about another 6 or 7 hours away, but you will arrive in Dawnstar around late afternoon.
I see.
Yeah, this is
Thank you
to
for
Gil, Drayan, and Goxapol. She's not saying it loudly for Remy to hear because she's all the way in the distance.
I see then.
Well, I will leave you to it then. And she just walks off. So, do you all get back on the horse?
Yep, except this time we're not leaving. We are not leaving Gil to it.
Okay, so Drain, you're the one that's handling the horse?
Yeah.
Remy, I assume you get on when everyone else gets on?
Yeah.
Alright. Drain, make an animal handling check.
I'm expecting this to go horribly wrong.
not very skilled with horses. You pull back on the reins to try and see if that would indicate to go, and as you do, the horse like sways his head back and forth and then begins to rear up again. The druid that was watching you, Raimi, very quickly runs up to the horse and begins speaking in a language that none of you understand. Goxpol, you don't understand it either. After a few seconds, the horse calms down and just looks at the druid. As he looks back to you, Dre, and he says, can you get a bleeding grip right?
I can try. I've never been taught horse handling or fishing and...
Right. Give me a second. And he turns to the horse again and starts saying something again in the language you don't understand and says, all right, he'll give you another shot. Go ahead and try it again. At this point, make an animal handling check with advantage. So the horse is a little bit on the timid side, but he does start walking forward, and the druid walks alongside him while occasionally what you can only assume is speaking to the horse. A few times he does look back over at you, Dre, and then around the third or fourth time he looks, pauses, looks at the horse, and then starts laughing as they continue walking. After 20 or so minutes of going through, you eventually come out to what appears to be the main road. At this point, he slowly guides the horse to the right, and saying one quick word to it, the horse stops before he walks up to you, Drain, and says, all right, I'll tell him to take you to Dawnstar. Learn how to ride a bleeding horse.
That I will.
Good, because I find this one again with keeping him. I don't care if he's Imperial property. And he walks up to the horse again, and you see him say a single word, and the horse starts off on its own. Alright, who's taking watch again? Nobody?
If there's no light, I can't. Well, I can, but I'm
Well,
gonna have
it's
-5.
currently, from what you can tell, it's the morning roughly, so it is light.
I can do it then.
All right, perception check.
Clicky, clicky, click. Where's my bird? There you are. Let's see how bad this is going to be. Oh, now you roll high, you piece of shrub.
Okay. So, for the most part, it is rather uneventful. As you slowly ride on down, the horse seems to be behaving itself, and you don't seem to see anything out of the ordinary. About 3 or 4 hours in the distance, you can see what appears to be another horse carrying a cart heading towards you. It slowly, you're both going at a rather slow pace, so you slowly pass by each other. The ones that are in the other car appear to be commonly dressed, with 2 children in the back of the car. You can see a few food supplies here and there. The 2 at the front just give you a friendly little wave and a smile as you come by, although the kids do give a bit of an odd look to you, Goxapol.
Does that roll still exist?
Does what role still exist?
To figure out what their look actually what it freaking means as to why they're looking at me like that.
Insight check.
There it is. I think I have a little bit of wisdom.
you get the feeling that theirs was a look of unfamiliarity.
Oh. So they just don't see dark elves often then.
They might not see dark elves, they might not see people with your kind of attire, but they don't recognize it that much.
So they
They might
basically
not
think I'm weird.
They might not see Argonians driving a horse.
They
Too
don't see.
often either.
They don't seem to give a weird look to you, Drayan. It's only Garxapor they give a weird look to.
I just wave.
After a few seconds, you see one of the children, a young girl, just nervously just raise a hand and wave back as you slowly go far enough apart that you can't really get a good view of each other. You continue traveling for another 2 hours with a light snow starting to fall. For the most part, it's nothing serious. It's just like the occasional snowflake here and there. Until eventually, about a mile or two away, you can see a tall set of towers. And below that, as you get closer, you can see the top of a wall start to show, even above the trees. When you're about half a mile away, the trees just stop. Everything around this area is completely bare, and you can see between two large mountains a tall, imposing wall with several towers. And even from this distance, you can see several guards walking about. You get the feeling at this point that you have now arrived at the city of Dawnstar. As you approach the main gate, you see a few people coming. There's a steady trickle of people coming in from an area to the other side. You can see that there's a pathway leading to the other side of the mountain and further into the forest. So it's not like this is the singular pathway through. But judging by its size, it looks like the road you're on is like the central road, and these other roads were either put there due to the issue with the bandits, or have just gradually formed there due to ease of travel. But you do see several people coming in. A couple of them are stopped every now and then to be searched by the guards. As you arrive, you see one of the guards slowly walk up and just raise his hand and goes, "Halt! Halt your vehicle!" Or cart, or whatever. I don't know. Would they still call it vehicle back then? I don't know.
I guess.
Who knows? It's a fantasy universe, so you can pretty much choose.
Yeah.
In Skyrim, they say cut.
Okay. Stop the cart!
Gotta...
So, do you do so, Drain, or...?
Yeah, I do so.
Alright.
Okay, I'll tell him. We're coming in from Gunmar's ground with information.
He doesn't seem to be paying attention as he's just looking over the horse, and as he goes near the flank, you just see him move a bit of, horse got a bit fur, but you see him just like place his hand near its flank and just goes. He looks up at you lot, looks back down, and you see him readjust the grip on his spear so it is slightly pointed towards you, and just says, "What are you lot doing with an Imperial horse then?"
They sent us with this.
Who sent you?
Gunmar.
Who? I don't know some Gunmar. Be specific here.
Gunmar, the head from Gunmar's ground.
Aye, that place. What are you doing with all them from there? Don't the garrison need it?
We're actually coming from there with information about the bandit attacks that have been going on, as well as the quote-unquote bandit king.
Ah,
They've been...
right. I heard about that. I mean, if you can give me your paperwork, I can pass it over if you want.
Can I give him the papers that we were given?
Yep, sure. So you hand the paper. He plants his spear down in the ground. Just right, I'll just stay here for a second. He walks away a little bit, still close enough that if he needs to, he can dash forward and grab his spear. And you just see him read it. Start slowly reading through. It's not a sealed envelope, sealed envelope. They had envelopes back then, I'm sure. Just not with the adhesive. You see his face just slowly dropping, his eyes widen at this. He looks up at you lot and then back to the letter a few times before he folds it in and walks back. He picks up his spear and just says, "Right, you'll be wanting the Imperial headquarters. I can give you a very quick point out. Leave the horse and cart here. It's still Imperial property. But rest of you can come in."
I get a huff
Right.
and give a nod to the others. Can someone actually get... Don't get Lavarvo aware of what's going on right now.
No, okay, I'm off. And he gets down, he puts his book away, so it looks like he's a bit more to attention, but, he's still clearly just looking around a bit. Right, okay, follow me. And as he walks towards the main gate, he indicates for you to stop for a second and just quickly grabs one of the Imperials and says, "Right, get the horse, watch this here. I just need to quickly show these around." "Yeah, but why would it? It's important, alright?" Fine, okay, fine. So as he walks through, the first thing you notice as you enter through Dawnstar is the area you're in seems to be very, garrison heavy. This is what you would expect if you were going into a military base. As you walk by, he points out a few areas. "Right, so, unique thing about Dawnstar is we have our layer system. Ran into a few issues with planning, so a couple of 100 years ago, y'all decided to make this system. So, what you're standing in right now is the top layer, and we call this area the Crowtop District. This is where the majority of the garrisons are, the armory and all that. And if you look over there, and he points out to what appears to be some really tall spires sticking out even from the distance you're at, you can see him point out, that over there is the Imperial headquarters. That's where you're going to have to want to go with your little message. There's various areas around here, each lays in 3 districts. I'm sure you can find someone who can help you out on that one. When you get to the Imperial headquarters, though, take a look out. Might be able to get an idea of where you are from just looking at lower levels. Being at the lower levels is a bit harder, though. Right, I gotta get back to... Good luck, alright?
Mm-hmm.
Thank
you.
And he walks away.
No, wasn't that a lot more civil than these druids?
Mainly because you weren't pointing a bow at them, maybe.
My thoughts exactly.
You don't see guards sneaking up on you whilst you're sleeping?
At this point, you hear Lorvo speak up and says, "That might have been my bad. Sorry."
What did you do?
Well, I was just reading the tales of Jonathan Winterhold, and it was a really good part. It was like I was just and by the time I finished reading it, I looked up. Those 4 were there, and they might have asked what I was doing here, and I don't like how you're all looking at me.
Did you explain your whole tale?
I tried to, but they kind of stopped me.
Remind me that we need to listen to that so we can get it out of your system.
But, I mean, I could easily tell you right now if you want, but then...
Okay. Tell us as we're walking along.
Alright. I will need to get Mitch to tell me that the full tale so that I can read that back out to you guys at one point. But we'll just say he goes through it. He gets... you have no idea how long this tale is, but it's only a short walk to the Imperial headquarters. You're there in about 5 minutes. As you arrive to the Imperial headquarters, as you look out, you can see it's actually right at the edge of what appears to be the 4th layer of Dawnstar. And looking down, you can see a large, expansive city, each one a little bit lower on each point. And even from the distance, you can see what appears to be a large dockyard, which, even from this distance, you can tell just by the large beast of burden that they're using that it is in full swing. So you're outside the Imperial headquarters. What do you do?
I try to go in with the information.
Okay.
So I do look at the dogs and wonder, do you think they would allow me to fish here?
Okay. So you all walk into the Imperial headquarters. You do get a look from the lot standing guard, but you get the feeling that's just a case of the, making sure they know the people that are coming in and out. As you walk through, you can see the area opens up incredibly. You can see there's a few doors going left and right and such, but it is a wide, expansive area. And at the front is what appears to be essentially a wooden bar, with a couple of people with the Imperial signia attached to their tunics and such, talking with various people coming and signing forms. As you walk up to one of the essentially the receptionists comes forward to you. It appears to be an orc. So he says, "Oh yes, how can I help you? How can I help? Welcome to the Imperial headquarters of Dawnstar."
Oh, hello there. We come bearing information regarding Gunmar's ground and their issues with bandits. Good news.
Good news. Right. Let me. Is there anyone in particular that you need to speak to?
I'd imagine your captain.
We have various captains. Do you mean Captain Hamid Miganir, then? He's the one currently situated at Gunmar's ground.
About him. We actually mean the one who's in charge of the Imperial headquarters here.
Oh, you are referring to Grand General Milan. Right, I will see if he's available. Please remain in this area. Do not proceed past the threshold, and I will see if I can get him. Please wait, sir and madam. And he very quickly runs off down into deeper in and goes through one of the doors. So, you wait about 10 minutes before the same orc comes out, looking a little bit conflicted, but he walks up and says, "Is it to do with the Imperial garrison there, or is it something else?"
It has to do with that and the Bandit King.
Very well. He told me if it was that and news of the Bandit King, then he said that he wishes to meet you if that's the case. Follow me, please. So he leads you down through to the same door that he came through and lets you in. He doesn't follow onwards, but as you come through, you can see you're in a rather grand office. You can see a few what appears to be various medals of service up on the wall, and you can actually see what appears to be a stuffed mammoth head on the far wall to your right. And sitting there in what appears to be a very fancy looking chestplate armor is a man. You can see he's got very long grey hair down to his shoulders. His nose is slightly crooked and scarred. He looks to be around in his 50s or 60s, and you can see he's a Nord. As the door closes, you see he's writing on a bit of parchment. As he looks up and notices you, he slowly puts the quill down and stands up to full height. You can see he is, despite his age and his build, like, he's not exactly a bulky person. He has a presence of command around him, basically. Very well, I am told that it is you lot who have news of this Gunmar's ground.
Yes.
Very well. What are your names, please?
My name is Dre Koss. I am the de facto leader of this group.
A group, you say?
Yes.
Very well. I believe you have information involving Gunmar's ground.
I give him the letter, paperwork.
Alright. You see he opens the letter and slowly starts to read it, and despite, you can see with his eyes where he roughly is on the paper, but his face doesn't change until it gets to the bottom where he slowly frowns. You are accusing Hamid Meganir of being a traitor to the Imperials, are you?
They are not accusing.
And that the entire Imperial garrison there was destroyed?
Yes.
Hmm.
It was in line with Belarius, the Bandit King. He
Hilarious.
wanted-
That is the name of this bandit king you are so dealing with? Is that correct?
the one we dealt with.
Hmm.
He is no more.
I would assume, however, that Gunmar's ground still stands, otherwise you would not be able to give me this letter from Gunmar III.
It is in repairs, but still standing.
I suppose that's a victory that's needed. Very well, I do indeed thank you for this information. And he just places the paper down and just looks at you all. Is there anything else you wish to disclose to me, or is that all?
Can I try to actually remember if there was other things I need to mention?
Make a history check, I'll say, for this one. No, intelligence check. Just straight intelligence, because you're trying to remember.
Okay.
You remember Gunmar requested some more troops, because the ones that they have are currently dead.
Gunmar also requested if you could send some more troops due to the losses there. Hopefully with better backgrounds.
Are you accusing my Imperial troops of treason?
Only the ones that were under McNear's reign.
At this point, you actually see his frown go from one of doubt to one of somewhat confusion. Hamid Meganir was never assigned the troops at Gunmar's ground. Are you trying to tell me that he... Explain yourself.
Okay. This is going to be a long story.
I do not
So-
have time for long stories, so just give me the smallest details. Oh, we lost Garxapol.
Hmm.
Garxapol, no! You went out of the roll 20!
How the fuck did that even happen?
I don't know.
I don't care. I can just go boop.
People needed her.
Who needs a crazy bear?
So, yeah,
Always.
Marlon basically asked you to explain yourself.
Okay, so I'm give him the gist of things about how.
So you basically, you explained about how you arrived there, very skimming briefly over the reason why you were kept, why you were essentially hired, basically trying to hide the fact that you were ex-convicts, essentially, outside of, Garxapol and Raimi and such. You mentioned very quickly about how you had the various letters and such, which at this point, partway through, he says, "Do you still have these letters?"
Can I look inside my pouch to see if I do still have any?
I would say for this, although for future, obviously declare it, if you are going to throw stuff out, that you still have letters, although a couple of them have sustained damage due to your battle with Hamid and the bandits and the turncoat Imperials. But they're mostly in good quality.
I'll give him the letters.
Alright.
Here.
So you hand him the letters, he takes them off you rather forcefully and says, "And yet here you are hiding potential information from us." And he very quickly reads through them. Very well, continue your story. Obviously, you go on about how Hamid had put in a plan for you to, infiltrate the Bandit King's lair, your battle with him, the fact that Bellaris is very incompetent at keeping his mouth shut, essentially spilling all the beans in his moment of victory, and the battle with Hamid. And as you finish, he says, "So, what you're saying is that this Bellaris, whom I believe we might have one in that record, wanted to take over Gunmar's ground. Hamid Meganir decided to turn against us, and various Imperials also did, to try and take over this town himself, yes?"
Yes.
Well, as far as I can see, if you were hired to do so by, what was it, Ilya? Yes, it was Ilya. I will need to get her to confirm your story on you agreeing to work. He thinks for a second, and then he hands you a parchment. "I see no reason to keep you locked up, so if you would be so kind as to take this to Ilya herself at the Dawnstar garrison. It's the one directly next to it. Under no circumstances are you to open this letter," and you can see it has an Imperial seal on it.
I nod.
After that, you will be free to explore Dawnstar however you please. A message will be sent out to the guards to inform you if your story holds out. Keep in mind that if it doesn't, we will find you, and you will bear the punishment.
Of course.
Very well, off you go, off you go. And he essentially waves towards the door. Yeah, the go away wave, basically, backhand wave.
I give the nod and proceed to go and, well, basically F off. As per request.
Alrighty. So, as you all leave, the orc that was at the front is currently speaking with someone, but as you walk by, he gives you a friendly nod as he continues talking. And as you leave the Imperial headquarters, what do you do?
So he said to go to the garrison, didn't he? I'll be heading there. What are the rest of you lot gonna do?
I've actually got a lot of business to do in Dawnstar.
That's so.
Yes.
Well, alright then. As long as it's nothing illegal.
It's not illegal yet.
Okay, what?
Alright, Goxpole, what are you doing?
I don't usually have anything to do.
So you're just tagging along with them, I guess?
Pretty much.
Alright.
Or just gonna do the bear thing, and though you're not even a bear right now, just nap.
No, I don't waste my transformation unless I need them.
I mean, just nap not in bear form.
Nah, that would ruin the sleep schedule for my character, so nope. You could be surprised how much I could fuck up a character. Like, oh, I'm tired all of a sudden in the middle of a fight. Well then.
I don't go that far into that kind of stuff.
No, but you could easily
I
do
could, but I'll just say it now, I won't.
that. Fair enough.
Obviously, if your character doesn't sleep, then obviously you're going to get the exhaustion bits, but it's not going to be a mid-fight kind of deal. That's a bit cruel.
That would be hilarious. All of a sudden, you have -10 on everything. Oh god!
Nah, you just at 5 exhaustion, and now on your turn, oh wait, no, you hit 6 points of exhaustion, you die.
Why?
Anyway, okay.
That'd be hilarious.
So I think for this, we'll start with Raimi. So, Raimi, what are you going to do?
Okay, guys, I'm off to see Captain Ilya. I'll bid you farewell for now.
Captain Ilya's in the garrison.
I know.
Drain's also heading to the garrison.
Oh, is it?
Yes, he
Okay.
just
Yeah.
said he was.
Okay. Let's go, Dre.
Alright then.
That potential split has now been reverted. So, as per Marlon's description, you find the garrison very easy. It is quite literally next door to the headquarters. It's not as big as the headquarters, but you can definitely see by its grandeur and such that it is a very, it is an important military building. Gesundheit. I heard you sneeze. As you walk in, again, the guards give you that same just making sure you aren't doing anything, shifty. And as you walk in, you see a much smaller sort of main office. You can see it's actually a solid wall at the back with a few doors here and there. And you can see a dark elf sitting. It's just a singular dark elf at the desk who is currently sifting through what appears to be various scrolls. As you walk up, she says, "Oh, hello, hi. Welcome to the Dawnstar Garrison. Can I help?"
Well, hello there, miss.
Hi.
We are looking for Captain Ilya, though. Perhaps we can talk more after this important business.
Okay. Can I ask why you need to speak to Captain Ilya?
We have to deliver this parcel to her.
Right, okay. Let me see if she's available. Please stay here. I'll be right back. And she quickly walks through the door. She's gone for about 2 or 3 minutes before Captain Ilya herself walks out. You can see she's wearing a much more casual outfit compared to what she was in Gunmar's ground. All right, but hang on a minute. I know you lots.
Yes.
You're the lot that ended up breaking out of a prison, ain't it?
Wait, prison break?
No, not you two, not you. I'm talking about these three idiots.
I won't deny the latter.
Me either, but yes.
All right, so you're either here for a couple of reasons. Either you're successful and they've let you out, or you're turning yourself in because you decided to run away. Which one is it?
We were successful, but we also have information. And we came to deliver this parcel from your
parcel?
generals.
From... You're not talking about Marlem, are you?
We are.
Shit. All right, yeah. Give me the lighter. Come on. And she just nonchalantly pulls off the seal and just throws it away. The seal breaks with its wax, and recently she just goes. Hey, she slowly just looks up to you and says, "Am I to believe you actually beat the Bandit King?"
You can ask Gunmar III himself.
Yeah, apparently. The fucker's stationed me back there then. What happened to Hamid?
He was a turncoat. He wanted to sacrifice everyone there for military purposes. He had aligned himself with them.
I mean, he was that kind of shit. Right. Okay. I guess I can do this. I should technically be on leave at the moment, but yeah, sure, why not? Okay. Winter Guard's not gonna be happy with this one. All right. Okay, yeah, I'll get that sorted. I need to go see my home about that to make sure I get all the arrangements right. Gotta make sure I got the... Going by what you're saying, I mean, was it just him, or... Because, I mean, there's still a garrison, an Imperial garrison there, right?
The garrison also, they were following the orders.
Ah, shit. Okay,
As I'm visibly just looking away, trying to hide the fury that comes from remembering.
All right. Good. Just don't go throwing a temper tantrum in here. We've had this before, and it's never been pleasant. All right. Okay. Right. Well, I need to go to Marlem, confirm the story. I'll be able to get that once I get there. For now, I will let him know that you're free to do as you wish. You're not under guard. Get the garrison sorted. Shit, there's gonna be so much to do here. Okay, right, is there anything else that you want to tell me? Any more wrenches in my plans, or are we good?
We're good.
Alright, we're good. Alright, right, fuck, okay, that's gonna be my leave all wasted. Okay, well, thank you kindly for this interesting bit of news. Just for the record, I somewhat hate you guys because now I'm restationed there, but it's no hard feelings. And enjoy Dawnstar and don't get yourself locked up again. And in the case of you two, just don't get yourselves locked up. Alright, bye. And she just walks back in, through the door.
Wait, Captain Ilya, wait.
She sticks her head out and says, "Yeah, what?"
Do you have 5 minutes? I need to speak to you.
Give me a second. You hear some muffling shouting coming from the other side. Yeah, I got 5 minutes. Go on, we'll go over here. And she points to a little area off to the side. So as you walk up there, she just turns to Lee and says, "Right, so what do you want to know?"
I came from Gunmar's ground. I was told I could ask you to find someone for me.
Right, okay. Gotta be specific here. I'm not can't remember everyone and everything, you know.
It's a woman, blonde hair, wears white armor. Her name's Lucia Ambergirl.
So where's our... Okay, We don't get many people in armor, so... Anything else you can tell me about her? Like, is she... Like, I assume is she like a mercenary? Is she a god? Is she...
She was last seen here a few weeks ago, I think. she was supposed to be fighting danger.
Find danger. That would be the Paladin branch of...
Yes.
Yeah, the Paladin branch are the ones that are mostly involved in the danger. Right, there's a person I know, who is it? It would be... Grand Paladin Charon. It's a tradition that every major city that has a an imperial headquarters or garrison, Gunmar didn't count because it was not the same kind of garrison, but they have every record. A paladin has to declare themselves, regardless on if they're part of the region or not, to the Grand Paladin. He'll have record of it. If you give me 2 minutes, I can quickly get you a letter to get you an audience with him. He's rather open, so it should be fine. Can you give me 2 minutes?
Yes.
All right, give me 2 minutes. All right. And she just runs quickly back in. You hear some more yelling from the other side, and she walks in, and then you see her carrying her armor under one arm and has a scroll on the other, and she just walks to you, Rain, and just hands it here, says, right, might not get you an immediate audience with him, but he'll be able to tell you about that. Best I can do, I'm afraid. Bit of a hurry, and she taps the armor. Gotta make sure a city don't get taken over or something.
What do you mean?
Well, I gotta go and defend Gunmar's ground now, because these lot, and points to you lot, killed the garrison commander, and most of the garrison's dead, so, gotta kinda get that sorted.
Alright, good luck.
And I'm gonna freaking need it. And she just runs out. You can see from the door that she's heading towards the headquarters again.
Well, that was a lot more civil than other meetings.
Yeah. Us Imperials are very civilized.
Yes, quite.
Right, so I've got a scroll to hand over. I should see you guys later. I'll walk out from it.
And I will see if I can get the name of this Dark Elf.
It's a Cindy?
Nice to meet you, Cindy.
Cindy. Cindy, not Cindy. I get that a lot.
Cindy. Cindy. I apologize.
It's okay. People make that mistake. You can call me Cindy if you want, but it's Cindy.
Duly noted, Cindy.
Is there anything else I can help you all with, or
Well, I would ask you if you would like to accompany us, but you seem to be
I'm kind of on shit
busy.
right now.
Exactly. So, I bid you adieu, then.
I don't know what that word is.
It's basically a goodbye.
Oh, okay. Must be Argonian or something. Sorry, not following it.
So I give a wave.
Alright, she just
Walk
gives you a very nervously confused wave back.
That's horrible, and I'm just saying that out of character.
Yeah, I seem to have that knack for the female characters. I don't know why. This is me saying out of character. Give me a second. Okay. You what? Alright. Okay, so as you all leave the Dawnstar garrison, now finally in the city of Dawnstar, we're gonna call it good for this session because I've literally got food coming. That was good.
Hungry.
I'm hungry. I want me
I haven't
food.
eaten since I've gotten up.
Well, there you go. That's enough.
I
reason.
need food.
I need food in my stomach. That was fun. I got so many. I was rolling so often to be like, okay, are they going to encounter summits? Never got a single one. Never went above 2. Well, it did go above 2, but it never went above 10. That I can guarantee. Fucking God. I'll have to flub a roll at one point. Just be like, suddenly wolves. Oh wait, no, there was an encounter, but Remi's stealth was good enough. Alright. Kind of a shame that Mitch wasn't able to show up and Shadow was as his namesake. Dungeons and Dragons, it's not about making a grand, expansive story with in-depth characters and great battles. It's about your players fucking everything up for you and having to improvise around it.
Yep, pretty much. If you can't improvise, you're never gonna be a DM.
It's basically like you make a model city and then you let a hyperactive kid jacked up on sugar just roll around in it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, you have me here, so that's basically what you're doing.
Yeah. I just love that. I rolled a natural 1 for Gil, which is why he went veering off into the forest.